Hi everyone, this is page 45. Practice 2, this is real world problems with two-step problems. And we're going to draw bar models to help us figure this out because again, this is two-step problems, it's a little more difficult. All right, number 1 says, the mass of a grapefruit is 1,200 grams. So what I want to do is I want to draw a grapefruit. I'm going to label that 1,200 grams. A watermelon is 850 grams heavier than the grapefruit. So if my watermelon is heavier than the grapefruit, my watermelon is going to be bigger than my grapefruit. Now, I don't know how much my I don't know how much my watermelon weighs. So I'm going to put a W for watermelon. I'm going to put a question mark there. I do know that my grapefruit is 1,200. I'm going to put a G for grapefruit. Now I know that my watermelon is heavier than my grapefruit, which is bigger. It's 850 grams heavier. So the first question says, what is the mass of the watermelon? And I know if it's heavier, I want a bigger number. I'm going to put these two numbers together to get the weight or the mass of my watermelon. And when I want a bigger number, I'm going to add. So 1,200 plus 850. And this will give me my mass of my watermelon. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. 8 plus 2 is 10. So I'm going to carry the 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So I'm going to cross out my question mark. And I know my watermelon is 2,050 grams. And that's only part A. Part B says, what is the total mass of the two fruit? So I want both of these fruits together. And if I want both of them together, I know I'm also going to add that together as well. So I'm going to add my watermelon, which is 2,050, plus my grapefruit, which is 1,200, and that's going to give me the total of both fruit. 0 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 0 is 5, 0 plus 2 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So my answer is 3,250 grams. And I want to give it in kilograms as well. And I know if I want to give it in kilograms, it is 3.25 kilograms. All right, let's move on to number 2. Box A has a mass of 35 kilograms. All right, so let's draw box A. Let's use a different color. Here's box A. I'm going to label it A. And I know that it's got 35 kilograms. Kg. Box B is twice as heavy as box A. So box B is going to be bigger because it's twice as heavy. Now, I don't know how much box B weighs. I'm going to put a question mark for that. All I know that it is twice as heavy as box A. So whatever this number is, it's got to be 2 times heavier than this, 35. And it says box C is 12 kilograms lighter than box B. So here's box C. I'll use a different color for box C. And if box C is lighter, I'm going to draw it a little bit smaller. Now again, I don't know how much box C weighs. What I do know that it is 12 kilograms lighter. So it's 12, I'm going to put light, 12 lighter, which is 12 smaller or 12 less than box B. So the first thing I have to figure out is the max of box B. So let's figure that out first. I know B is bigger than A because it's twice as heavy. And if it's 2 times as heavy, I know I need to multiply that by 2. So 35 times 2. So 5 times 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. So box B is 7 kilograms. Now let's look at box C. If box C is lighter, that means it's smaller than 70. And if I want a smaller number, I know I need to take away or subtract. So 70 minus 12. So the mass of box B, I already did that, it's 70 kilograms. And the mass of box C, let's do this right now. I can't do 0 minus 2, so I have to regroup. That 6 becomes a 7. Sorry, that 7 becomes a 6. And that 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. And 6 minus 1 is 5. So box C is 58 kilograms. All right. That looks a little weird. All right, so 58 kilograms. Page 46. Jill has 3,110 milliliters of water left after filling 3 mugs. All right, so let's figure this out. So she has 3,110 milliliters of water. Let's draw a bar model for that. And this is your water after filling 3 mugs. So she also filled 3 mugs. 1, 2, and 3. So after filling these 3 mugs, she has this much water left. Each mug contains 330 milliliters of water. So everything in here, you have 330 here, 330 here, whoops, and 330 here. So A says, how much water is in the 3 mugs? So the first thing you want to do is figure out how much water is this right over here. And here you have 3 groups of 330. So figure that out yourself. If you know you have 3 groups of 330, you know you're doing 330 times 3. And after you figure that out, oops, let's do it one more time. 330 times 3. All right, and after you figure that out, you want to answer how much water was there to start with. So once you figure out how much water was here for 330 times 3, you want to figure out how much water did we start in the whole thing. Which means we're going to take this number and put it again with this number, together with this number. And you know you're going to be adding that. So get started on this, do number 3, hit pause and do that first. Then once you're done, we'll move on to number 4. All right, this is number 4. A ball of yarn is cut into 4 pieces. All right, let's draw that out. So here's my yarn. I'm going to draw a bar model for yarn. And I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces. So there's 1 piece there, 2 pieces there, 3 pieces there, and 4 pieces there. Each piece is 65 centimeters long. So this is 65. And every piece here is 65 centimeters long. All right. A says, how long was the ball of yarn? So you got to put this together. You know here you have 4 pieces that is 65 centimeters each. All right, so you know you can do 65 because you have 4 groups of 65 times 4. And that's going to give you the answer for A. How much yarn is left if 1 piece is given away? All right, so if we're going to give one away, so figure out how much yarn is here first, then give 1 piece away, and then you can figure out how much is left. And if you know that once you figure out that answer for how much yarn that is, and I'll put that in a nice blue box over here for you. Once you figure that answer for that, you just give one away. And if you know you're giving one away, you're crossing it out. And you know that if you're crossing it, you are subtracting that. All right, and then you can figure out what's left. So go ahead, get started on number 4 as well. And now that you finish that, you would have finished page 46.